Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. And today I thought we could do a broken heart spread because I've been getting some messages on my channel of broken hearts, and I just thought we could get some messages and hopefully some insight that can help people heal and let go and integrate whatever needs to be integrated, accept whatever needs to be accepted, all of that good stuff. So I have 3 piles: pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. I'll put your picture up here, or I will see you at your piles. Okay, pile number 1. I think I'm gonna do this in waves of the spread. So I just want to start here because what is the root of this heartbreak that you are feeling, and why is it there? So I feel like you guys are fundamentally different people. I feel like you can just almost see it in the cards, right? I feel like this is you, this Page of Cups energy, where you're super cute and you're fun and you're probably really witty and joyful, and you are just used to making people feel at ease around you. You guys might be social smoothers, where you don't like anybody to feel uncomfortable. You're really good at folding people into the conversation. You're community builders. You can make people laugh. You're very creative. You probably have a very casual nature to you. And I get this energy a lot, but especially with the love card here, I feel like you guys are like all heart chakra. Do you know what I mean? You got a lot of love to give. And maybe, just maybe, you felt like this person could use a little bit of that. And this person, I feel like, was maybe a bit of a challenge for you in that sense, because this person's very accomplished in the world. I mean, you're showing up as a king. King of Swords is someone very intelligent. This person could be in academia, or they have a lot of education behind them. But this is like a Spock type of a person, And you know what they say? Ignorance is bliss. And while I don't necessarily believe that's true, I think your person is a very mental person, and whereas you're more of an emotional person, but you're also very lighthearted as well, and funny, and just like fun and funny. And yeah, I think that you thought this person was a bit of a challenge, and you wanted to melt their heart, and you wanted to brighten up their day. All of us who grow up on these Disney movies, we want to make the difference in people's lives. So, yeah, I think that you just wanted to brighten this person's day up a little bit. And then, yeah, there's something about that really got you going. And I feel like there were moments where you could kind of get through to this person. Maybe this person would crack a smile, but then just as, it's always kind of back and forth. It never really stuck, because I think that there's something fundamental about this person's character that you didn't quite understand. But either way, I think that this person kind of was cold towards you. And I think it really caught your attention, like your heart's attention. And you were like, I don't really know what to do with this. And for some of you guys, there could have been another person involved. Oh, yeah. And maybe you noticed that this person wasn't bringing the love energy in this person's life. Maybe they were charismatic and sexy or something like that in this person's life, very charismatic, and they seemed perfect kind of on the outside. But, and this doesn't have to be a romantic partner, but there could have just been another person for you to play off of, if that makes sense. If you guys are like jokesters and things. So like the two of you together maybe made this person laugh, or you wanted to make this person laugh. So basically at the root of this, I feel like maybe, oh yeah. So maybe some of you guys, maybe this is a situation where you're more of an anxious attacher because you've had your heart broken in the past, and you know what that feels like, and that's why you try to bring this energy out into the world, is because you want to heal people's hearts. You don't like to see people who don't seem like they're enjoying themselves or having a good time. Yeah, so let's move on to the other part of this. I just want to say, like they say that jesters oftentimes have been through a lot of pain, and that's why they see the world in it through a different lens. And I'm getting that energy from you guys. But anyways, Oh my gosh, one more thing. So with this love, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. And I feel like you guys are forever optimists and you're always trying to see the good in people, but this person's very defensive. They have very strong walls and hide boundaries. Now, the King of Swords, the worst of the King of Swords, can be a very, very manipulative person, possibly someone even who could be narcissistic or have some kind of I don't want like issue that makes socializing really difficult, even if it's not malignant, you know? Yeah, so this person, they also could have some kind of a prominent position and they don't really like to have people kind of all around them. And so they're just constantly defending themselves. I do see this person's very successful though. Usually the Seven of Wands, you have to defend your ground after the success of the Six of Wands. And that's kind of what I feel is coming through with your person here. Okay, so next part of the spread. Hold on. Gosh. Okay. So, yeah, I'm really getting that you guys, I don't know if you do resonate with that, and I'm not trying to diagnose anyone. I like to use labels because I feel like if you can hear a label, then it gives you an entry point into looking that up somewhere else and finding more information, right? So, I really do feel like this is an attachment issue. Like you guys are coming off more like anxious attached, which is they're known as the love addict. And I'm not trying to be condescending to anyone here, but this is someone who like really, really believes in love and they like to form relationships. It's a big part of who they are. It's a big part of their identity and they're usually attracted to more avoidant types. And in this way, this plays out, you know, old patterns of attachment from your childhood, where maybe you were used to being the jester and always doing the right thing and knowing all the right things to say in order to get someone's attention, like your parents. And so I feel like that dynamic has really infiltrated itself into this relationship. And it's very, what's this? You know, magnetic. It's very magnetic between the two of you. And so your part of this is grief, is a sense of grief, is a sense of loss and a sense of loss of friendship, maybe a loss of self-worth. But this person isn't the end all be all here. Yeah, you actually have a lot of options in love, but you are grieving this. You're feeling a lot of grief. And I feel like this grief is actually older than just this one relationship. You know, sometimes a situation, it's so much more than just that one situation. You're like, why am I so affected by this person? Or why am I so affected by this situation? And it's because that little one thing, it's just an entryway into this deep well of all this other crap that's been in there for a long time. And I feel like that's kind of what this person is to you. I think it's an old pattern, archaic, reptilian brain kind of a thing that's just in here. You guys, I don't know why I want to say this, but I feel like with this Page of Cups energy, I don't think you're like this in a lot of other areas of your life, because the page is kind of, it's a new energy, it's a fun energy, it's a young energy. And I also think there could be some kind of a difference here with your ages. This person's coming off as very, very educated, and you're coming off as very like loving and intuitive. Not that you're not educated, but this is what I want to say is that I don't think you're like this in other areas of your life. Like I think there's something about a love situation or this person in particular that puts you into this maybe childlike state, you know? And I don't think that you realize that this is like a defense mechanism that you're doing to this person. Not that it's not wonderful and lovely, but I think you're trying to protect your own heart from being broken. You know, I'm getting that there's like the fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Like you guys might be fawning in front of this person. Like, don't hurt me, you know? Yeah. So your person's part of this is that I do think that this person has feelings for you. They're not coming off as a super ooey gooey person. And I think that's something really to be acknowledged here. And I think it's something you knew, but I think you could sense that this person does have some kind of emotions for you and that maybe they couldn't tap into them because of their position, because they're so defensive, because this person's walls are so high. Maybe you guys were white knighting. Oh, we had the Knight of Wands, which is the classic white knight. So you could have been trying to climb the wall and cut through all the vines and find the dragon and everything. Like you wanted to save this person, but it's almost like you were offloading your own hurt. You know, it's like if you could save this person instead of saving yourself, you know, instead of Because you're afraid of this energy, this swords energy. At the end of the day, I do think there's a fear because I think that you've been hurt multiple times by this in the past. But it's like, I just heard like, it takes a licking and keeps on ticking. But there is some pain here. And I do think that this person's kind of just touching up on that. This person's coming off like, these are the cards I would have chosen, I think, if I like had to pick them myself to represent the whole like avoidant, anxious dynamic. So Thais Gibson here on YouTube, and it's spelled Thais. She has a lot of really interesting videos on the anxious avoidant kind of dynamics and the way that shows up in relationships. And she also has courses, as well as like, obviously we read the book Attached, and I highly recommend that one as well. So if you think that you're resonating with this is what I'm saying with the labels, you can look further into it. So your part, like what is to be done? And I mean this more of like internally and through acceptance. You have Major Arcana card coming up, and the Temperance card is a classic card of healing. And with the Temperance, like holding back, I do feel like there's something about just reflecting on this and looking at, this is a Sagittarius card, and Sagittarius energy is always about that higher nature being birthed from the lower nature. So I just feel that there is this draw, right? This like very magnetic draw that you have. I feel like it's here for you to kind of examine, and almost through examining it, you can have this birth of the higher self. This is a classic avoidant card, and I feel like that is, that's part of this going on here. I'm sorry if I'm being really honest. I'm actually not sorry, and I'm going to stop apologizing, but I know that this can be a tough message is what I meant to say. I also think that there's something here like on your side where it's very validating if this person picks you. Like pick me from the 3 cups down here. And I feel like you do have a beautiful love to give, but this person's not ready to receive it. And that's like a part of it as well. This definitely is rooted in the past and in childhood. And there is a difference here in some way. You guys are opposites. And interesting. And there is like just a lot of attraction. There is a lot of attraction here. I feel like on both ends. It's just that this person really isn't available. They're not emotionally available for whatever reason. So I feel like this is a call to healing for you, and to hold back and to watch these things like as this is coming up, because like I said, I think that there's hurt behind this, and really ask yourself truly and honestly if you're fawning like in front of this person, if you're, filing down your teeth and your claws and in order to like kind of get this person's attention. I do think that you come up with creative ways to make your offer different and stand out in everybody else's. And you guys might pay more attention to the way that you dress around this person in order to kind of get their attention over here too. But there is a lot of just pain behind it. And I think it's almost Harville Hendricks. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, that guy? I can't think of the word, but where, we really do seek to heal ourselves through our relationships in adult life. And I think that's why there's such a draw here to this person. And their part in this, I do feel like they're being called to be a little bit more open and receptive here with the 3 of Wands, and to just, this is a card about receiving messages and expanding and, making some kind of plans. This person maybe is set in such a defensive posture that they don't go towards the things that they want. But again, that's all out of fear. And yeah, I mean, just recognizing opportunities looks like it's coming out in both of these cards. So I think that, this person maybe struggles to recognize opportunities that are in front of them and to trust messages, So the outside influences, we have the 8 of Swords, which is an energy that it's mental. It's mental. I think this pile does have attachment wounds. So I think that, this house in the background classically represents childhood that still kind of looms over. Yeah. Yeah, there's defensiveness here, I feel like, on both of your parts. And the reason I say that it's on your part too is because that fawning is a defense mechanism. And I think that that's part of what is being said here with this Temperance card. And also, specifically right here next to this, I'm getting the energy of Mula, which is the first nakshatra in Sagittarius, and it's all about non-attachment. And it has the power, its Shakti power is destruction. And I do think that there's something here that will kind of naturally fall away if you practice non-attachment in regards to this person. Because there is a reason that you guys kind of can't come together right now in both of these energies, you know? It's too opposite, but it's almost like you could rub off on each other and, you know, you could learn something from this person can learn from you. You know what I mean? Like balance each other out in that way. So, oops. Last part. Okay, so this is interesting because down here I have like, can it be saved? Is it worth saving? And this, it can't be saved right now because of the avoidance here. Because both of you are missing out on, I feel like, on opportunities. Definitely this person is. And I feel like there's a lesson here for you. What's the lesson for you though? Because there's a lesson in reciprocity and I can't quite nail what it is. Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, you got the Judgment card. It's there. It's telling you to like listen to the messages that you're getting. There is like some kind of inner calling, inner knowing that somebody is fulfilled. I don't know, it's kind of honoring, just respecting where somebody is. If they're like, yeah, I'm not really looking for love right now, like, okay. Instead of taking it as a challenge to melt this person's heart, you know, because it's kind of like that Disney movie syndrome where, I don't know, and it has to do with consent. We don't really talk about consent in terms of emotional consent, but, and trusting that people are where they are and that you could be possibly wasting your time with someone because you have a responsibility to yourself and to your own healing. And there's some kind of re-traumatization that's going on because of the dynamics here that I feel like you're actually aware of. Spirit saying, I talk to you about this all the time, you know? And really stepping into the driver's seat, you know, with the Queen of Wands. I actually think you're in this Queen of Wands energy in a lot of areas of your life. It's just there's something about this love energy where you feel like you're always in like the offering position, but like it's okay to take. You actually are drawing a lot of things to you. Okay, and maybe that's what this is saying too. Is that there's something here about drawing this energy in. What is the linchpin of that? It's this air energy. Yeah, and this is a deep wound. So like definitely, even if you don't want to read the book attached or something, it's telling you here that there is some kind of restriction. A lot of you guys, you could have Saturn moon contacts. So this is, again, like it would create this kind of a situation in childhood where you felt like you had to, you know, put on a show in order to get loved, where you couldn't express the trueness and the authenticity of yourself. Some of you guys might tell yourself that this person, this Page of Cups with the file down fangs and the file down fingernails and, you know, fawning in front of people is who you truly are, and that it's an expression of your spirituality, but it isn't. You guys are the Queen of Wands, I feel like, naturally. A lot of you guys are very fiery, very assertive, very forward. And the Queen of Wands at the same time, while she is very fiery, she is very enigmatic too, brings things to her. This is kind of a witchy energy, draws things in, very powerful, very self-focused and self-directed. So there's something about this cycle here that I feel needs to kind of come to an end so you can draw better people, emotionally available people to you. Because this is just a deep psychological itch. I feel like, to be recognized and to be noticed and to go after people who are like that, but that are walled off by their own success in some way. Yeah. But wherever Saturn is making contact, like newer interpretations of astrology say that you can actually experience the fullness of this. If you really do face it, you can experience the fullness of your moon. But this is, illusions, fear. And I feel like without going in, you're projecting it outwards, and that's how you're drawing it in towards you. So can it be saved? This person's unable to see anything of true value that's coming through. This is no. This wouldn't be a healthy dynamic if you guys could come together, because it's too needy. It's full of a lot of these deep psychological wounds that each one of you would put on the other person to scratch. And ultimately, that would be a failure. And then it would be pointing you internally to yourself anyways. So I feel like the universe is actually trying to offer you a different way. And I can't help but notice you have the 4 and the 5 here. So it's almost like, can it be saved? I feel like you're wanting to think so. And in wanting to think so, you're missing out on something really, really great. And that was your part of it up here, is thinking these 3 of Cups are knocked over. I see something else trying to come in for you, and I've been picking up on that message a lot. And then, is it worth saving? We have the 2 of Wands. I feel like this, to me, I know this is typically a card about future plans. I think what this is asking you to do is consider where you want to be in the long term. But what I'm getting from this actually is that there's always going to be a part of you that feels held back, because there's a part of you now that feels that this is an authentic expression of who you are, this Page of Cups behavior that this person kind of draws out of you. This person has a way of accessing your psyche. So that's what I mean whenever I'm saying that there could be some Pluto issues going on, because that is such a magnetic draw, and it's all these very, very deep issues. And also, moon contacts and things like that. And just recognizing that for what it is, and then working on those issues independently. There's also things probably about this person. The fact that this person definitely does not feel like they need to fawn in order to get their needs met in the world. They've developed in almost the exact opposite way that you have. And that's really, it could be what you're craving. Shallon Lester on her channel introduced the concept of a hurt locker, which is somebody that you are very, very drawn to and almost obsessed with, because they have traits that you want to be. And so that's the only reason why I bring that up here, is because I think that's a very helpful concept, and I am a big believer in you don't pawn off other people's ideas as your own, and that's why I'm mentioning that now. And that's what I think could be happening here, is like you've learned to kind of soften yourself, and a part of you craves this energy that this person has that can be indifferent, and not and affected in some way. It's almost as if you're testing this person to see if you can affect them. And the fact that you can't affect them, it draws you even closer to this person. It makes you even more attracted to this person, because this person has managed to build them up to be so big and so bad. And I think this person had a lot of unreasonable expectations put on them in their childhood, especially in regards to their achievement and to their education. And so what they wanted didn't matter. So, you're all heart energy over here. But this person didn't develop their heart energy because it didn't matter. They needed to please and impress and achieve and succeed and strive in order to get love and attention. So that's why the love card, I think, is coming out, because this is how you guys have grown to get that love need met. It's almost exactly opposite of one another. And so I think you'll find okay, so for some of you guys, you really admire this person's expertise and level of education, and it's telling you, this is Sagittarius, Saggy energy is very forceful. It knows exactly what it thinks. It's very philosophical. It's the high mind. It's education, and not just education. Well, it is higher education, but it's not just that. It's like education through experiences, through travel, through being cultured. So I feel like maybe you admire this person's worldliness, and, this person has this feeling like they've seen it all, and I just think that you look at this person and you can see people maybe being jealous of them or coming at them all the time, and this person seems to have the strength to hold their ground, and I think that's kind of what you want for yourself too. And it's telling you, the purpose of this spread is telling you that you can get that from the inside. You had the Judgment card come out, and that's really what that card is about. It's calling you up to a higher level of consciousness. And I'll say this again, I have the book, The Secret Teachings of All Ages, and it'll take me a lifetime to pour through that thing. But a lot of the twin flame rhetoric comes from the Kabbalistic teachings of the four realms. And the fourth realm is our realm, the materialistic realm, where Adam, who was originally a unisex creature or hermaphroditic, anyways, or genderless, both genders, no genders, kind of a thing. But then as we got birthed into the material realm, the soul splits in two bodies, is the lore around it. But in the Secret Teachings of All Ages, Manly P. Hall cautions and says it's important for modern thinkers to understand the function of interacting with opposite energies, masculine energies interacting with feminine energies, because we're balancing ourselves out in that way. That's more the function of it, and it should be taken like that and less literally. Like that's even cautioned about in that teaching. So I feel like that's the point of this dynamic, is because there's something about this person's energy that you can learn from in order to balance yourself out a little bit more in the opposite polarity. And you're coming up more feminine and this person's coming up more masculine. So is this worth saving? I feel like not really right now, because there's a big part of yourself that you're going to have to deny. Like it's so opposite that I think there's a big part of you that's going to be overlooked, and possibly all of it. There's also like, this is some kind of elevated status here. And that has to do with it as well too. Like, yeah, I just think this avoidant nature, this person is not really looking, honestly, to get into a relationship as you would define it. And I feel like you could tell yourself that this person, that you can love this person into it, but this person has a lot of internal individual work to do. And if they get involved with someone, especially someone with a very big and very tender heart like yourself, they're going to end up hurting this person. It's almost like there's like a morbid attraction almost to this person, because you have these three swords stuck in your heart, and you see this person carrying the sword, and you're like, oh, it's going to be different this time. But you know what? 3 is a pattern. 3 establishes a pattern. So this was a hard reading, you guys, but I do feel like that's the purpose of the heartbreak. So this broken heart spread, I feel like at the core of it, this could be some kind of an attachment issue and a deep, deep desire for love. And I'm kind of just seeing someone trying to cuddle up with a porcupine, because maybe your parents were unavailable in one way or another. And being unavailable and being absent and abandonment issues, it doesn't have to be that someone was physically absent. There's a lot of ways that people can let us down and not really show up for us emotionally. So maybe you have a parent, maybe, it's the king. So maybe this is your more paternal parent that just, you learn to put on a show in order to get love. And you're like, I'm putting on my show. Why isn't this person giving me love? And so you're having to grieve this in some way. And in that way, I do feel like this is a soulmate relationship, because this is a really, really difficult lesson. But on the other side of it is true love. So I do feel like let me get one of my Journey of Love cards. You guys know I'm obsessed with this deck. By the way, I just want to stop. This is hard work. This is hard stuff to look at. It's so if you're still here with me, I just want to say thank you for listening. And, if it is resonating, I just want to say thank you. And it's brave. It's brave, whatever, all the stuff you have to get over just to be able to hear these really hard messages. All right. The message you have for pile number 1. Self-initiation. I knew it. This is all about you. So some of you guys also have fire north nodes. You have a lot of placements in Aries. So it's my own personal theory that those of us who are learning more lessons about independence, we get involved with like narcissistic relationships, even having narcissistic parents and things like that. Those dynamics where you really need to get honest with yourself about it, because then it forces you to learn those more independent lessons. Because a lot of us, I have a Libra South node in Western. I think that I had I relied on relationships a lot in my past lives. Like, I think it was a good thing, but I think I'm here to know that I can do it by myself too. So maybe you relate to that. But all right, let me read this. You are being touched by a wave of your own light in motion. Can you feel the blessings and love that are flowing towards you from within you in an upsurging wave of love? This is your own pure divine nature. You can choose to empower another as the carrier of your own divinity, of course, and sometimes if you're not quite ready to recognize your own divine essence, this needs to be. Yet at any moment you can choose to recognize that it is you who are initiating yourself into love, that you are the being of light, the divine, that is drawing you forward into yourself. At any moment you can choose to recognize yourself. Will this be such a moment? This oracle holds a message for you. There are many teachers on this path, some humble, some wise, some great companions on your life journey, and some who will enter in and out of your life quickly, perhaps imparting a helpful word or teaching you a more challenging lesson about trusting and relying upon your own wisdom. The greatest teacher, however, is life itself. You can trust in your own experiences and know that it is the divine spark within you, the life within you, that is the one true teacher who carries you home in awakened reunion with the divine. Yes, you guys, the fact that you're showing up in this energy, this Page of Cups energy, because I do know that there's a lot of very empowered people that watch this channel. In other areas of your life, like very accomplished people too. And I feel like this is out of the ordinary for you in this love situation, which it's a bell ringer for me on attachment. And maybe, I feel like you are initiating yourself here. So that's what I have for you guys. Just look at this picture. I feel like it's very empowering. I love all the red. That's what I'm saying. A lot of you guys have a fire north node. It could even be Leo. Leo rules over the heart chakra, but those fire energies are independent energies. You also have air as well here too. So that's what I have for you guys, pile number 1. I know that was probably challenging, and I just want to commend you again for coming here and getting this hard message. Anyways, don't forget you can read the book Attached. Thais Gibson is a beautiful, wonderful resource. And if you feel like you are drawn to more narcissistic types, I recommend Dr. Ramani's channel for that part of it as well. So anyways, if that resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys. Okay, pile number 2, what is the core of this wound, this broken-hearted wound that you are feeling? I feel like for a lot of you guys, this relationship suddenly ended for whatever reason. It felt like it was growing, it felt like it was expanding, it felt like the universe brought this person into your life for some kind of a divine reason. You felt that Jupiter energy, and in a woman's chart, well, if you're LGBTQ and you are not a woman, a man, yes, thank you, Jessica, interested in other men, then I still would look at your Jupiter to see who your partner is. So if you're attracted to men, there we go. Then this is Jupiter energy, this is husband energy, and then you have the Emperor showing up here at the bottom. So I feel like this person came into your life and you felt like this is it, this is my person. And it showed so much promise, and then all of a sudden the rug got yanked out from under you. And so you're left wondering, did I miss out on my person? What did I do wrong? What really could have been in this relationship, which I think is why we have this imagination card coming up. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. So I think you guys are maybe in your head fantasizing about what everything that could have been with this person because it was just so promising. And maybe you didn't know, you know, like that place where you know enough about a person, but you don't know everything about a person. And so, you're just seeing all the really amazing things kind of from the outside. So then you have this 8 of rods here. Somebody could have had to fly away, or you're like a flight away from this person. They came in from, a different part of the world or something. And it just kind of left you feeling like, wait, what? Yeah, a lot of leaving energy here, and then just kind of feeling left to stew in it. So I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. It's like this cycle ended so abruptly. But let's go into the next part of the spread here. Okay, so I feel like your part in this pile number one is you're waiting. You're waiting to see if this person is going to come back. I kind of feel like it was this person who came into your space, your town, your building, your home, your heart, your life, and kind of rattled you awake from the mundanities of everything that you had been doing. And this person was very exciting and kind of big, larger than life kind of a person. And you were like, wait, what? I didn't know that kind of a person existed. And so you've been really waiting for this person to come back, and you've been waiting for some kind of divine guidance, you know, just tilling your field here, hiding in your plant. But this person with the death card, I feel like has ended this in some way. And again, I think it's just maybe their lifestyle or where they were from. But this person's showing up as this death card energy of coming in, completely transforming your life, introducing you to a deep well of emotions that you didn't really have, and then leaving. And, you know, we've been getting a ton of Jesha energy, which is just abandonment. So it's almost like this person could have left you feeling like, what? I guess I wasn't good enough for this person. Even, you know, and there's no shame here on this channel because, you know, I have a ton of water in my chart. I'm a very emotional person. Sometimes I just say something that's a little touching and I tear up. But, you know, this person somehow got to you. And I think worth is involved here in some way. Like maybe you felt like you weren't worthy of getting this person's attention or making them stay, which some of you guys are like, I feel like I can almost hear you being like, I mean, they weren't even in my life for this long. I don't know why I was so affected by this, you know? But there is something about this person that is touching you in such a way that it's like if this person were to make a big gesture for you, or if you were to have made an imprint on this person, it would make you feel valid and seen in some way, I think. But I do think you're hiding all of this from people around you with this cloak. I definitely think that. And you're trying, I do think you think this is a spiritual connection because of how much you feel this. And because this feels almost, maybe some of you have a Jupiter, a 12th house connection, and it feels very intuitive between the two of you, because I am getting that. So, my husband's making popcorn, I can smell it. Okay, so what is to be done about this? So on your part, you have the Two of Swords. So this is just blocking this off. Usually this is like fear and anger, you know, and maybe there is fear and anger that's coming up. And I was saying this in pile number one, sometimes we react, you know, I don't want to say the word overreact, but when we have like a really large reaction to something that surprises us, I think it's because it's a door or an entry point to something else. You know, it's almost the universe, because fate's involved here. The universe orchestrated something here. It did. And I think for you don't know why the universe orchestrated it. And I think you're focused on this person as I think this person was the means, though. It was the means of getting your attention to this big, deep well of something that you have going on under the surface. This person just tapped into it. And so that's what you're feeling. The bigness of that is something that's already inside of you, a deep cavernous space. I think it's filled with water. I don't know why I want to say that, but my metaphors are very important to me. And water, you know, water is emotion and spirituality and all that. So I think this person was like the means of accessing that place within you. But I do think that you're focused on the material aspect of it. You guys aren't physically in the same place. And there's also an issue of value. Like maybe this person doesn't value who I am, you know? And do I value who they are? And why do I care so much about what they think? And I feel like you're going around and around and around, and you're never really settling on what it is. But what it is that it's touched this place here deep inside of you. So I feel like, yeah, this is just telling you to kind of block off those thoughts. Interesting. And yeah, defend yourself from those thoughts. Because it's not about you. I feel like some of you guys, it's like it's in fact impacting your own sense of self-worth, and maybe you're letting your imagination run wild with all the reasons why you weren't good enough for this person. But at the end of the day, I think that it's just not about you. I think it was fate. Like all of this was kind of fated. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep looking at this. So their part of this is the Justice card. So maybe forming relationships. I think that doing their part in the communication, doing their part in, because these cards are like what is to be done, but I more meant like internally and what needs to be accepted. Like they need to accept that a relationship is two ways, it's give and take. I just want to clarify that really quick. Or this person could have been in a relationship too. Yeah, their hands could have been tied. And maybe they were anxious, and so they were just giving you whatever they could give you, because the Six of Pentacles is a card of giving, but it's giving from a place of superiority. It's like, I can give you whatever I can give you, but I'm not gonna, I can't cut into anything more, you know? But I think both of you actually are waiting to hear from the other one. You both want messages to kind of come in about this. So the outside influence is the Page of Swords. This could be social media, in my opinion. And it's like hearing things, but hearing things secondhand, which I feel like is tying into this imagination card and being very defensive. I do feel like there's just a lot of haze around this situation, especially for you in this situation. Yeah. And there could have been some kind of messaging, but it wasn't heartfelt. It was just swords, you know? Okay, so let's look at the next part of this. Okay, I just want to say this. You guys could have been friends. You could have developed a friendship or some kind of a partnership where there was a lot of hope. Both of you guys could also be interested in the occult in some way. You both could be living far away from home. You could have that in common. So maybe you felt like you had a lot of that in common. This person could travel a lot. But this is Anurata energy to me, which is the Saturn ruled nakshatra in the middle of Scorpio. And I was just kind of picking up on that energy. And it is a karmic powerhouse. And a lot of times, Anurata is associated with the lotus because it grows up, it flowers, and then it's a gift to the gods, and then it has to do the same thing all over again, right? So it's cyclical. And so there could be a cyclical kind of a sense. Maybe this person kind of comes in and out of your life, or in and out of your imagination, in and out of your awareness. And whenever they do, it just seems very, very big. I think that you've gotten very philosophical about this person, and I think this person's been very philosophical about you and possibly about your relationship. This person feels held back in some way because of their responsibilities and obligations, whether this is to a relationship, to a parent, to a fortune. So maybe this person has some kind of obligations to maintain around that. So legal obligations, work obligations that mean they can't go after exactly what it is that they want. And this person also, I feel like, is a little bit controlled by something else. I do think there's a third party on this person's side, whether it's another person, it's their own insecurities, but this person has to sacrifice what they want for some other situation. But a big part of your relationship, I feel, because a lot of times Anurata, it's known for its incredible strength, and it can get pulled in to tough situations based on their own weaknesses, but then it always pulls itself back out and it gets very, very strong. So there's a sense of like dipping in and out, going round and round about this person. Oh yeah, look, mental energy here. So yeah, I feel like you guys you've really been trying to figure this person out. Ace of Swords. So you guys are getting a lot of realizations mentally through this connection. And I feel like it was just suddenly severed, or suddenly it went from feeling like it could go somewhere and all this hopeful energy, because Jupiter is hopefulness and optimism and growth and husbands and all of that stuff. And then all of a sudden it was like cut out, you know? Oh, look, yeah, the Emperor was just cut out. And I think this left you feeling left out in the cold. So yeah, you guys just feel this was so abrupt, and the rug was just ripped out from under your feet here. So can it be saved? Well, it can be. There's a lot of good feelings here. I feel like you guys were friends. And then all of a sudden it's just fate stepped in and pulled you guys apart for whatever reason. And again, I feel like it's so that you could look at this issue, at least on your part, and understand that sometimes your imagination is blowing things kind of out of proportion here. About the way that this person feels about you or something. So I think a big part of this for you is recognizing what you know and what you don't know. and really making a distinction between the two of those things. But you guys are soulmates, and this is a reconciliation card. It's also the need to understand motivations, you know? And there is something here that's been very long standing. And this is also a celebration card. So I actually feel like this relationship can be saved. I think it can be reignited in a very fun and charismatic and passionate way. I think you guys are going to realize that you both care about each other and you're both on the same page more than you thought about this. But keep in mind that there's some kind of other third party situation here. Is it worth saving though? The thing is, with the Seven of Swords, this relationship is different. There's a reason why it can't come together in the way that you want it to, like a traditional relationship. And I think it's on this person's side. Either they're already in a relationship or they have what is going on? So there's a lot that's going on here, psychologically speaking. I think you could do what you want. First of all, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to read some cards. So I think that there's a lot of promise. Can it be saved? Absolutely. And it can be saved in a very nice, happy kind of a way, homey kind of a way. This person feels like home. What's that song? You feel like home. Wow, that's really all I can remember. It's like very upbeat. Anyways, maybe I'll think of it, maybe I won't. But this to me says that there's a lot going on beneath the surface. There's a lot to this situation, to this person, sneaky motives, hidden things, fears. There's something about the way that the two of you interact, because you could be from different cultures or something like that, where you have different norms and ways that you're doing things. So there's something that's just, it's almost like you don't speak the same love language, but it's deeper than that. It's more than a love language. The actions here, and maybe your Mercuries are really not talking to each other. So the communication between you is hard to interpret because there's just something about each other that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So yes, it could come back together, but does it make sense? And what does it do to your psyche? What else? This is trying to tell me something else. Hold on. Judgment. I feel like you need to make a judgment call on this. Like, but does it need to? But yes, this could come back together. Can it be saved? It can be saved, but should it be saved? Because, it seems like this person's very stuck in their ways. And there could be another person here. Yeah. Somebody here could, like the more masculine energy might be very controlling and might play mind games. So, I don't know, I'm kind of getting like, yes, it could, but does it need to? And the Emperor to me does kind of represent the moon is homeland as well. Oh, and the Emperor sometimes is a government. So somebody here could have trouble with living away from their homeland in some way. Yeah, so I think that there is a reason to defend yourself from this. I don't think that this is a bad person. They're just on their way to something. This person's traveling. They're en route. Oh yeah, so maybe somebody would have to travel back and forth, and for some reason it would have to be sneaky. This is kind of a sneaky energy, and it looks like somebody could be married here. So for it to come back the way that you want it to, it's a real risk. So yeah, we have... I embrace and nourish the creative aspects of my mind. I feel like you guys are really good manifestors, and it's telling you that you can manifest something here. So let's get a healing card. What advice does the universe have to you about healing your broken heart? There's definitely an energy with you of acknowledging that you don't know a lot about this person and that you're filling in the gaps with your imagination, I feel like. Becoming 34. Okay. Yes, you are manifesting your divine purpose. I told you guys were good at manifesting. Yet what is happening now is just one of many inspired brushstrokes on the canvas of your life's work. You are the artist who paints with trust, instinctive and spontaneous, with faith in the process unfolding. You are not the painter using numbered squares who has a finished version even before commencing the task, with a map for all steps of the journey. Your lack of plan renders you open and receptive to divine direction. You are capable of being moved by spirit. You are a brave adventurer. So celebrate what you're creating now and realize that it is a step in your major work of divine art, this life of yours, not to be planned, but to be experienced. Stroke after stroke, step after step, you shall witness the picture coming to life. It may not be what you expected, but it will be the most beautiful, extraordinary creation. This oracle brings you comfort that you are blossoming, and each petal unfolding is another step closer to your ultimate divine fulfillment. There is a message here, too, that a relationship or project that you are keen to move forward will bloom in its own unique way. That was that 7 of Swords that I already put away. Give it breathing room, and it will be willing to let it... Okay, wait. Give it breathing room and be willing to let it become what it seeks to be, even without a clear direction or plan. Sometimes, even because of that, there is an inner plan that can come to fruition. So that's what it's saying, is block off whatever you think. You guys are filling in so many of the blanks that you actually don't know for sure. And the divine is saying it's important what you don't know for sure. And free will is at play here. And this is going to grow into something way more interesting and beautiful in its own way than you could have ever realized. Even if it's like you don't, like with this other Emperor card that came out, there could be somebody even more fantastic for you, and that will come through. It could be that, I'm saying, like, because there's a real draw here of like the reason that your heart is breaking is because of the things that you've attributed to this person that may or may not be who they actually are. And this is just something that we do as humans, you know? So it's just asking you to stop doing that and to get really clear on just the fact that maybe you can't see the whole thing. You don't know everything about this person and their life and their circumstances, especially. The universe is trying to be fair. And I do think this person's trying to be fair too with the Justice card. And that's what you can't see, is that everything's moving in divine timing and everything's going to move. This person has something going on that they need to take care of in a certain way. So trust the process. It's like more process. And I think that's what this judgment is calling. It's like this inner calling, this inner knowing. So that's what I have for you guys, pile number 2. If that resonated, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye, guys. Okay, pile number 3. So what is the core of your broken heart? Like, why did it happen? I do think that you guys could have been dealing with a very manipulative person here with the Devil and the Magician card. These are both major arcana cards pulling a lot of weight here. And I do think that whoever this was, there was a real sense that they're very materialistically driven and that they know how to present different parts of themselves and use their skill set, use their communication, which face that they are putting forward to change people's perception of them. And in a way, this person has had a way of blotting out the sun for you in some way in order to try to manipulate or control your feelings, your mind, your perception here with the Magician card. coming through. So yeah, I mean, I do feel like this person had some toxic habits. They were duplicit, they were manipulative, and this person could have broken your heart. I think you were drawn into this person because they just seemed so amazing and so different. You could have been very bored with the people that you were seeing. And with the Page of Cups, like, I do feel like you guys have been very protective of your heart in the past. And with what I was saying with this, being a little bored with these smaller offers with the Page of Cups, because the Page of Cups is a communication, it's light flirting, it's, hey, let's go on a date. This person could have used love bombing techniques on you, like narcissistic relationships. They tend to follow that pattern of love bombing, devalue, discard. And so this person could have just come on really, really strong, and they could have seemed like they had something, that extra something to them that other people, don't really have. And then all of a sudden that flipped. This person could have been larger than life. They could have been, taking you on trips or saying that they wanted to take you on trips. It all just seemed really, really exciting. This person could have seemed well off because of their skills, because of their position in life. Yeah. So let's move on to the second part of the reading here. I do feel like if you give it time, the fullness of the cycle, like if this is a narcissistic cycle, for instance, with patience, I accept that everything happens in divine order. I think with patience and with time, this person's true self as a manipulative person would kind of unfold here. But I think originally you thought this person had like a responsible side and a fun side, and you just found that combination to be very potent, Okay. Okay, I feel like there's a great balancing out about whatever this person was up to here. I also feel like the sex could have been really good if you guys, made it to that stage with this person, just kind of sucked you right in. But it also could have been very mechanical. Like if you really think about it, this person might know their way around like, the physical self, but it wasn't actually like, there wasn't a lot of depth to it with this. So your part, I feel like you were in love with this person, like totally and truly. You were devoted to this person. You chose this person. It felt like they were your other half. You were very open. You were very communicative. Whereas this person was very closed and blocked off. And whenever they did speak, they knew how to tell you what you wanted to hear. It's almost like this person kind of knew how to keep you mesmerized and keep you on the hook in some way and paint themselves in a really favorable light. But this person with the Eight of Pentacles, this is a pattern that they repeat. I really am getting narcissist vibes from this. Narcissism is not a diagnosis. Thank you, Dr. Romani, for, because a lot of times therapists yell at people when they try to say the word narcissist to express, whatever it is that they've been experiencing. But in this case, if you want to look more into what a narcissistic relationship pattern looks like, I highly recommend Dr. Romani's YouTube channel, all of her books, her website, anything like that, because it with the Eight of Pentacles here, this looks like a pattern. And I said love bombing, devalue, discard. So for some of you guys with time and with patience, the truth of the matter is coming out with the Justice card. Some of you guys, you were married to this person with this devil energy here. Maybe even for a long time, but you always felt alone. And you felt like you had to be a detective almost to figure out who this person actually was. And this person has a way of defending themselves and making you feel small, and then keeping their love like hidden and on short supply in some way. And so I feel like a big part of this reading is like you just starting over for yourself and getting a chance to go after your dreams and kind of starting the ball rolling on that. Some of you guys have children with this person, and that's your focus as well. So I think this person also was maybe a bit of a workaholic. And I do think they're very skilled at whatever it is that they do. This person is a master at keeping people confused, keeping their options open, slipping away from responsibility and ownership. This person is, I don't know if they do something with like the media or cameras, or if it's just referring to like their social media and the image that they put out into the world. But this person's very good and masterful at maintaining their own image to you, to other people. And they really like for you guys to look like you have the perfect kind of relationship. But I feel like you always felt alone. So some of you, I feel like you left. Okay, because this is what is to be done. For a second, I was thinking what was done. For some of you already have left, and it's saying like that this person could have tried to control you because they controlled the finances and things like that. But that was all, that's financial abuse, if that's something that you're resonating with, because this person's a master at getting control over people and making it seem helpful. This person also could be well known in a community. And that could be contributing to your broken heart, because I'm just going with this pattern, man. Like this person, they're so good at controlling their image and everything that's part of your broken heart, where maybe people think that it's your fault that things broke down, that it couldn't possibly be this person's fault. But what it's saying here too is have patience, because the truth is going to come out in the end. So it's just telling you that you just need to get away from the situation with the 10 of Wands. And it might take a little bit of work on your part, because maybe this person, bought the house or whatever, but it's going to be worth it. I feel like you guys are on your way to achieving something. It probably doesn't feel like that now. It's just asking you to surrender into this process, because you are going to grow, bloom, and blossom from this. Yeah, there's a cycle kind of coming to an end with this person, and you're starting to realize it with this Page of Swords. You guys have a lot of observant energy coming from this pile. And I just want to say too, it's like the pattern of this person needed time to unfold, And so that's kind of what I feel like. Now, what they need to do is, I'm literally hearing like pay up. They need to pay up. This person owes you, at least energetically and karmically. This person needs to give you something. For a lot of you, there was a contract involved. You were literally married to this person. There could be some kind of a court case going on. And so this person maybe will have to owe you money. Like maybe they're going to keep the house or something, and then they have to give you your half or something. This person needs to make things right. Using their look at this big 8. Maybe I have seen that before, but I haven't seen it in a while. But 8 is the number of influence and other people's money. This person is good at getting other people's money. Anyways, they owe it to you. They owe some money to you. So the outside influences, I feel like you guys, the Two of Swords can be avoiding a difficult decision. And so I feel like you guys could be avoiding a difficult decision with this person, because there's so many indicators of like a court case and not fully understanding who this person actually is. And with patience, I feel like you're gonna realize something about this person. Yeah. Okay, let's get to the next part. Okay, so down here I have can it be saved and should it be saved? I think this could be saved if you wanted it to be saved. But then this should it be saved with the Two of Pentacles? I don't know. It's really a toss-up here. I kind of feel like you're better off moving on, and it's telling you that the thing for you to do is to leave. Okay, so maybe patience. I feel like this isn't, I gotta tell you, I don't want to tell you what I'm seeing in these cards, because I don't like this person's energy. And I want you to know that I feel like this is gonna break into two branches. Like for some of you guys, if you are dealing with a narcissist, then there's no changing that person. And that's just the end of it. And I would just highly suggest that you check out those tools that I mentioned before. But they're saying that, it's saying that you could revive this. Hold on one second. I just need to get some. Here, it's telling me, what I don't like is that it's telling me that it's unsure. It's unsure if you should do this. And with the patience card, it's like, we need to see how this figures out, how this works out. But actually I take it back. The Two of Pentacles is something that should not come together. And tens are often endings. So oh look, we've got the Five of Pentacles, the bottom of the deck. Let me just clarify this. You guys have hopes and dreams. Oh my goodness. What am I missing? What am I missing? There's somebody else. There's somebody else who's going to offer you something very, very stable. And I feel like you're going to be able, that's what I think this patience is. I think you're going to be able to compare and contrast like a more materially based relationship with a heaven sent relationship. Oh, and then you're showing up here as, oh my gosh, this is reminding me of a personal reading that I just did. So shout out, you know who you are. Anyways, yeah, like you are showing up here as the Lovers. Meaning that you have a choice in this situation. And also this is Mercury energy. I'm telling you, you guys are very observant. This pile's coming out as highly observant. You're picking up on patterns. So it's telling you not to ignore the patterns. With this Ten of Pentacles, I feel like this is coming through as an ending to the materially based relationship. And that might be hard because I feel like there's a lot, this could be a relationship with a lot of history to it, with a family involved. But I do think that you're going to have some kind of comparison to be made here. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Eight of Swords. There's bad juju here. There's bad energy. Because can it be saved? It's like, I think it can be saved at the expense of your heart and at the expense of your emotions. If you want it, like the reasons to stay would be more material and like more external, you know, like, oh, well, I want to keep my family together on the outside. But the truth is your family's already not together because this person's incapable of being, having equal give and take. This person only gives from a place of superiority. They only do whatever it is that they want to do. And then, is it worth saving? Again, it's like, it's going to, I mean, could you? I feel like there's a part of you that's never going to feel satisfied in this relationship. It's never going to be seen. This person's not going to change because this person's showing up as being in a pattern. They're also showing up as being bored. And so here we have Major Arcana, the Moon card. It's going to, if you do, I think it's going to put you in the dark night of the soul. It's going to play on your mind. It's going to play on your psyche. And you're just going to feel like you're undergoing a dark night of the soul. But I do think that there's this King of Pentacles person that's coming in with an offer with the Ace of Pentacles. It's going to be stable because you're going to have still, this is the King of Pentacles. You know, this is somebody who is stable, who is very smart, who is very well read, who's easygoing. Maybe they like dogs. You can trust people who like dogs. We all know this. I'm kidding. Don't, because this is exactly the kind of nonsense this person would have pulled. I'm sorry. I'm bitter. That's not true. I'm joking. But yeah, this person's going to offer you something steady and something stable. I remember what we were saying, because I think we got this, we got the Four of Cups at the beginning where this person just felt new and exciting. This person, I think you're going to appreciate this person a lot more because they're going to come in slow. They're going to come in reasonable. You know what I mean? Like, can I take you to the movies and buy you some popcorn? And it's not going to be a trip to Tahiti or something, but it's going to feel just nice and simple. Oh wait, I was getting a song. Oh man. The songs are barely coming in today. It's a trickle. And you don't know how nice that is, but I do. Taylor Swift. It's like, took a deep breath in the mirror. Begin again. There we go. Begin again. But on a Wednesday in a cafe, I watched it begin again. You guys are going to get this second chance at love, and it's going to feel really, really good, and it's going to feel really, really secure, and it's going to feel free, and it's going to feel like a new beginning, and you're going to feel strong in this relationship. This to me is Danishta energy, which explains the wealth. Dang, this is like a dead ringer for our personal I just did. Shout out. But it's good because I feel like it's got to be in the collective then. Yeah, and you're going to let go of this and you're going to start again and you're going to get a fair and equal and balanced relationship with a lot of love in it. Look, Look, you got the Justice card and then the King and Queen of Cups. There's so much love. I feel like you guys are going to have joint friends. You might even be very spiritual together, and you're going to start growing something that's going to bear fruit. Your soul's going to finally be able to rest. And I feel like this person had a way, remember I said this person had a way of blotting out the sun? Well, I feel like it has a way of blotting out the voice of God where you kind of can't hear your own intuition for all this person's manipulations. With the Patience card coming out with this King of Pentacles energy, this is a slow moving energy. So it might not take off zoom, but I feel like it's good because you are making a decision with the Two of Swords. And I think the universe, this is a great catch, this person. And I feel like the universe is like, I'm not giving you this person if you're not committing, because this is the real deal, this person. And so it is going to build slow because that's what healthy people do in healthy relationships is they go slow, they build it up, they're respectful of everybody's boundaries, and that's how this person's gonna be with you. I feel like this person's very established in whatever way that is, very stable, very reliable. This person is not reliable because they're bored and selfish. Anyways, I'm going to stop yelling at your person. Let's get a healing card. I'm so sorry, pile number 3. I'm just like, I don't like manipulative energy and it's coming through. I'm so sorry. I feel like you guys have been dealing with this for a long time and this person's very, very good at manipulating, and I don't want you to be hard on yourself because I really feel like the only way to see this person's games was over time, really. But now you know that there's a pattern and you can see it. But remember, while you're making this hard decision, you have the 10 of Wands here. That as for what the universe wants you to do, it's like it wants you to take the extra burden and it wants you to end the cycle even if it's hard and then see how that changes things. Okay, so what is... Some of you guys might be worried about money, but the universe is saying, like, if this person's very well off, I think that this person needs to give you, like, your part or something like that. Okay. The breaking... I'm pretty sure... Oh, my gosh. Will you please write me a message on Patreon? I can't believe this. I can't believe this is coming out. You guys, trust me, there's someone out there laughing their butts off right now about this reading. Okay. So, you are breaking apart. You might not understand it at all. There is not so much to be understood, but the simplicity doesn't mean it's easy to endure. You may worry that you're going too far, that you may not recover or ever come back together again, but what can you do? Can you hold back from the divine love that calls you, that lures you to becoming all that you are, to remembering your divine nature? Well, you could try, but for what purpose? Temporary rest before the storm at best. So take rest if you need it and then dive into the storm. Let yourself be brokenhearted by the divine so that you can become your truth, become all that you are meant to be. It is better to have the heart broken so that it grows than to be brokenhearted by thinking that you must protect yourself from love. Oh. This oracle brings compassionate guidance that no matter what sadness or anger, despair or frustration you may feel, you are being pulled apart not by dark forces, but by the loving embrace of the divine as it strips you of that which would keep you from your divine realization. Let go and break. It is going to be the making of you. Yeah. Let go and break. So that's what I have for you guys, pile number 3. All the best to you. I'm so sorry that you had to deal with this, but I've got to tell you, the universe is trying to bring you in some really good energy. It could seem like a really small offer, but just know this can grow, and it's going to grow slow. It's not going to feel, like crazy, like when you eat sugar and you're on that like crazy sugar high. It's going to feel more like eating a strawberry than eating a cookie, something like that. This is good energy. This is husband, King of Pentacles, husband. Stable, chill. I bet this person wears very soft sweaters that you can cuddle with, and I want that for you. So if that resonated, pile number 3, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I wish you all the best along your healing journey. Bye, guys.